All right, so quick video here. Most of you have probably already heard, if you're anywhere near or in the centrist and right-leaning circles, that the U.S. Army has recently had to absolutely embarrass itself by welcoming back members who were kicked out due to having vaccine hesitancy, whether this was for religious or medical reasons. It doesn't really matter. They were outright kicked out because their exemption was denied and because they pushed back against the COVID-19 investigatory vaccine. And yes, that is what the CDC called it at its rollout. It was an investigatory vaccine. And ultimately, what we saw happen was the Army, the U.S. military, kicked people out. Now they're having trouble with extremely low recruitment numbers, and they're having trouble with low retention numbers. And this is largely because people felt disrespected, and those who were in either left willingly once their time expired, or they were kicked out. And those who have been assessing the situation largely outside of the military, who might have joined, may have been considering joining, they saw what was going on. They saw how political and abusive the U.S. military was sadly becoming. And I have to agree with this assessment. And thus, recruitment numbers are down. And now the U.S. Army has to come back and grovel on its hands and knees after abusing its members over the COVID vaccine, which is now recognized to have had an unlawful, illegitimate rollout to the U.S. military, and after trying to hush and cover up the numbers of medical complications that followed directly after the implementation of the investigatory vaccine. After all that, the U.S. Army sends out a letter to its members that it kicked out, several thousand of them, asking them, begging them to come back. So this is pretty laughable. To be clear, I have a military family. I served for 6 years. I love our military members. Sadly, though, I see how political and how corrupt our military has become, specifically in the last 4 to 5 years. And it really breaks my heart, and it makes sense to me why a logical, independent thinking person would not want to join or would not want to stay in.